What's up guys, macadii here. Now today I'm bringing you guys the team building video for week 5 of the GBA D-League, where we're up against Mike, M&JTV, coach of the Houston Gastros. Now his draft is very scary, but hopefully with the team I've decided to bring, it's going to hopefully put us that really big win that we do need to try and get to make sure that we can get into the playoffs. Now I do apologise that this is up a day late. I actually got home from my holiday in Spain. I was away all week and also last weekend as well, which is why uploads were probably slightly sparse. But I did try and sort of schedule as much as possible, but limited times and stuff like that moving. But anyway, going on with the battle, what we have is, well, we're going to run through his draft first. That's probably the best thing we have. Mew, Raikou, Nidoqueen, Suicune, Cobalion, Togekiss, Spiritomb, Mega Aerodactyl, Darmanitan, Sork, and Go-Goat. Now that's a very scary draft, but one thing I did notice is actually it is quite heavy on the physical side. Obviously, some of them can be switched around, and I mean, mainly his lower picks are mainly sort of on the physical side. He doesn't have as many special hard hitters as he does physical. Raikou we can play around. So what I actually found was a really good defensive core seemed to be Hippowdon with Smooth Rock and Sandstream, with Earthquake, Stone Edge, Slack Off, and Stealth Rock. Mixed Wall Set actually handles this team really well. We can take hits from Togekiss very well. We have to watch out for that Grass Knot though. Have to watch out for that. That's definitely in the books. We can also then handle the Raikou as well on that special side. HP Ice does up to 40%, something like that. Maybe a little bit less than that. I think that was maximum, something like that. But we should be fine for there. And we've got the Stealth Rocks, which means we can start setting hazards up and stuff like that. On top of this as well, we also have a really good check now to Mega Aerodactyl, Cobalion, Spiritomb we can kind of handle. Obviously being burnt wouldn't be appreciated, but we can work around that really. Darmanitan kind of, but that's what our second member actually is for. And then finally the Sork as well. We can kind of handle that outside of Choice Band. What we've also got is our Brainwash, the Slowbro, with Leftovers and Regenerator, with Scald, Psyshock, Slack Off, and Psych Up. Psych Up is meant to be, so if the Suicune sets up a few Calm Minds, we come in, we can take Scalds very well. The base amount of damage Scald does is about 10%. So even if he is at like +3, something like that, he's doing 25%, which we can heal up. We've got Leftovers on there as well. We can then Psych Up, and that means that we're actually at +3 then, and we can actually then, we can free it KO very comfortably with Psyshock from there. So we can completely flip his strategy on his head, which is the plan for this one here, which I'm really liking. Hopefully we will be able to pull that off, and it's just a really good way to be able to check that as well, because Crocoon is a problem. But the Brainwash allows us to wall another way to wall the Cobalion. Spiritomb probably is the biggest problem, but we have got offensive checks that Mega Aerodactyl, even Crunch doesn't do. It just does just under 50%. Scald does a lot. We have the chance to burn. We can recover up. We've got Regenerator. Our best answer to Darmanitan as well. U-turn does do a fair amount, but what we can then do is switch out, and Regenerator gets most of it back, and Leftovers. We're pretty much back up at full from there. And obviously Go-Goat does cause us issues, but we have offensive checks to that as well, so that should be absolutely fine. What we've got for our offensive side is we're bringing quite a fair amount of offense. We have got the Excadrill for this one, so this is really hype. I'm really looking forward to this. We've got Life Orb with Sandrush, with Earthquake X's at Iron Head Rapid Spin. I'm not bringing Rock Slide on this because there's nothing on his team that would rather take a wouldn't want to take a Rock Slide, but would be able to take an Earthquake or Iron Head. All his flying types, Mega Aerodactyl and also Togekiss, are hit super effectively with Iron Head, so what's the point? There's no point. But X is a means that we can hit the Mew that tiny bit harder, like 5%, something like that, which, while it doesn't sound like much, could mean the difference between a 2-hit KO and an OHKO. So, especially if it's weakened, so that's the plan with that. And then finally Rapid Spin if we want to get rid of our rocks. We have got slightly less speed investment here, because this means we can outspeed Choice, Scarf, Jolly, Raikou. And then obviously Earthquake, and the combination of those moves, OHKO, Raikou, Nidoqueen, Cobalion, Togekiss, probably Spiritomb. We might have to watch out for that, but we can just weaken it. Mega Aerodactyl, Darmanitan, Sork, and then probably not the... Well, maybe with access to the Go-Go, I'm not going to guarantee that. But that 8 members out of 11 is quite seriously scary. So that's the plan for that one. What we also have is Bieber, the Choice Specs Exploud, because he has 0 switch-ins for this. I mean, Cobalion with Assault Vest could be, but it's not going to take a Flamethrower if I do decide to put it to switch. And then finally, the final move on this is a little bit weird. We have got Psych Up and Fling. So what this point of this is, it says resting with his Suicune. We've lost Brainwash, we've lost Pharaoh, we've lost any real, and Mirage, we've lost any real way to handle that. We can try and Fling and then Psych Up, get the boost, and then just start trying to destroy him with Boom Burst, because that should really do a huge amount, especially once we countered his boosts and stuff like that. So that's the plan with that. That's a very, very last option. We have got 4 answers to it then, which is really, really nice, without making too many sort of team building changes. So that's the plan with that. We also have Pharaoh here with Thunderbolt, Signal Beam, Volt Switch, and Hidden Power Ground. We are modest because there's no point trying to outspeed the Mega Aerodactyl because there's no way we're going to be doing that. We can then outspeed all of his draft from there, which is really, really nice. Thunderbolt does a huge amount to most of his draft, and Volt Switch, we can Volt Switch freely outside of the Nidoqueen, which is really, really nice. Signal Beam, I decided this over Flamethrower because obviously we don't hit Cobalion as hard, but what it means is we can hit the Mew slightly harder. And as I said, once Mew and Suicune are going to be the main stops to our Excadrill sweeping because they were not included on that list. Go-Goat's the other one, but Go-Goat's going to be fine, I think. But those two do cause problems, but once we get rid of those, we just sweep. So this is the plan, is try and gear the team up to try and take out those 2 threats, and then we can sweep from there. So what we got on here is Thunderbolt, Signal Beam, as I said, and then finally Hidden Power Ground, which means we can hit the Nidoqueen normally as well. And say he thinks we've got HP Ice, he might be like, oh, we'll go out into Darmanitan for free. No, we're going to hit it that hard as well. Same with things like the Cobalion as well. We can hit that hard as it tries to switch in and just sort of catch him off guard a little bit. He may be expecting the HP Ice because that's what I've been bringing pretty much every single time. So that's the plan with that, and there aren't really too many disadvantages. I mean, the Mega Aerodactyl, once he works out his HP ground, could cause issues, but we'll be fine. We've got a good defensive core to handle that. And then finally, we have Mirage, the Azelf, with Choice Band and Levitate. What I realised is nothing really appreciates a Choice Band or U-turn outside of Suicune. And what do we go into from Suicune? We go into Pharaoh, or we go into Bieber and just punish that thing completely. So that's the plan with that. Knockoff is actually a 2-hit KO on Mew after Rocks, even defensive Mew, so that's really, really nice. I will double check the calcs on that, but from what I've seen, and then Trick, that means I can trick either one of those walls as well. If I can get a Choice Band on one of those, like Choice Band Suicune, that's it. It's pretty much useless from there. So that's going to be really, really nice. And that's why I decided Choice Band over Choice Scarf, because Scarf could still cause us issues. Scarf Scald could still hurt quite a lot. But yeah, that's the plan with that. So I hope you guys enjoyed the team. And if you did enjoy this, do leave a like. And hopefully we will get the big win that we do need to get. So I hope you guys enjoyed it. I will see you guys at the battle. macadii out.